Good evening. What's up, folks? This is your boy Duce here. Welcome to WGL Fight Club. As always, I'm Ninja Deuce. We got Jonathan Tillman, Corey Bliss, and with us today we got UL Mailman, 1716, the one, the only, the number two Agnos in the world, no, top 10 Killer Instinct player in the world. We got him hanging out with us today, Jamel Bozeman. We call him JB. So I want you all to be nice to him today. Yeah, today we want to talk about bad things. We want to talk about some bad things. It's kind of related to Street Fighter, and they've been having some issues with rage quitting. So you play online, you play ranked matches, and you get points, you level up just for bragging rights for anything else. And what they had an issue with lately is, you know, people have been winning and they've been rage quitting so they can keep when they're about to lose so they can keep their points and don't go down, and then they'll go ahead and beat people, keep their winning points but don't lose points when they lose. So it's been a big issue with rage quitting, and in that vein, rage quitting itself, let's talk about that. Let's talk about rage quitting. Let's talk about people getting so salty they're about to lose, getting so upset, they're so pissed off, they're about to lose, they just flat out turn the whole game off. They're upset. They throw the controller. They flip their tables. They punching walls, punching and just getting upset over a video game, a card game. You know that guy at the basketball court, that hood dude. You beat him in a game of horse, and he go to the car to pull out a strap, try to shoot you or something. It's always somebody get real salty, just can't handle being competitive. Being competitive means they win. That's what being competitive means to a lot of people out here. Playing a game means it's not fun unless they win. Unfortunately, that's not how things work. That's not how things work because you're going to lose. Not everybody wins every single game. Shoot, even Sonic Fox with MKX, he done lost some games. So I mean, it happens. But yeah, we get upset. I know I've been salty this past couple weeks. Come back, I'm trying to learn Street Fighter. Every time you take a step forward, you try to win some, then you start losing. You go through that deep, dark area in your space, and you start losing. You don't know why you lose, and then you get mad, and you start losing more because your focus is distracted. It's not fun. Like, it's really not fun. Yeah, it's that we want to talk about that today. We're gonna talk about how you can figure out to break through being salty, like just salty. Just taking a margarita glass and it's just covered in salt. I mean, just salt, just bad, just fries, just salt. Bring out all the Mortons, and how you can get out of that phase, and how you can actually learn what's going on, why you're losing, and adjust from it, and then move forward and get back to winning again, or at least learning why you lost and getting better from it. Trying to take something positive from that bad time. But let's go around the room, say what's up to everybody. Like I said, we got Till here. Go ahead and say hi to the folks, Till.
What's going on, y'all? What's going on? I'm back at it. Solo cups is back at it. Y'all here.
Corey, what's up?
What up, people? What up, people? The Lush, the one is here. Yes, I'm drunk for this episode too. Um, it's always a pleasure being with my brothers, talking this talk. Glad we got JB here, our resident tournament player. He's gonna help shed some good light on the topics, being the most experienced in that field out of all of us.
Most definitely. So, I don't know where y'all want to start. We want to talk about. We got a lot of topics. We took a couple weeks off, and I'm sorry for that. Life happens.
Yes.
But we got a lot of stuff to talk about. I mean, we got new DLCs coming out for Street Fighter, for Killer Instinct, and dropped while we've been gone. Uh, we had final round last weekend. That's why JB's on here. He's gonna talk about that. We got another tournament coming up tomorrow. It's a lot of stuff to cover today. So where y'all want to start?
We can start with these tournaments. Uh,
Sir.
Yeah, start with these tournaments. I got the results right here. For those that didn't know, down there in Atlanta, which JB was down there putting in that work at final round 19. We had some really good play going on. This was our first look at international and American high-level Street Fighter 5 play, and I was very pleased with what I saw. It wasn't much sloppiness going around. Like it was some very good matches played all weekend. With Infiltration taking first, he beat Taquito. He ran through the whole tournament as Nash and looked damn near unbeatable. There was a lot of good showings there. We had Tekken 7 there. Saint he used Shaheen, who was proceeded to be the best character in the game. Mortal Kombat X, Sonic Fox once again took another first place tournament with Aaron Black and his mini characters. Justin Wong returned to the Marvel realm, took first place, Ultimate Marvel 3, and there was some other games on the side. Killer Instinct. We had Sleep, uh, F3, Flip Slide Sleep. Take out my boo Pink Diamond. I'm sorry, it had to be her. 6 matches straight from the losers bracket and made her look free. So, but there was some other side games there. You could log on to Event Hubs to check the rest of them. I do want to go ahead and pass it off to Jamel there. He just finished top 16 in Killer Instinct, as well as did pretty well and held his own in Street Fighter 5. How was your experience down there?
Overall, I think the experience it was sloppy and not organized in my opinion. Off stream, it was very sloppy. On stream, it was very, I would think that the people who watched the stream did, were able to watch a clean match. No, no lag, no anything, no, nothing, no interruptions. But off stream, the pools were very, very sloppy, and the time for pools were just all over the place. They posted pools at 3 o'clock and then changed them again at 10, and then the servers went down for the pools. So it was I just think the whole tournament, since it was the first Capcom Cup qualifier, they really wanted to show out for the tournament. And kind of, if your game wasn't Street Fighter, the game kind of got put to the side. Ki had about 5-6 consoles that really didn't have the game on there, and then people were asking, who really plays these characters? Should we, get all the characters and stuff like that? And
Wow.
and it was tough to watch, man. You have your favorite game there, and it kind of being put on a side piece and stuff like that. And I mean, I just overall the experience for the players there wasn't good, but I think the experience for people watching, it was pretty good watching the stream, but playing in it, pools were ran. I think they didn't finish pool. They started pools at on Saturday at like 8 o'clock, and they didn't finish till like 1 o'clock on Sunday morning. So the pools were pretty bad, man. But other than that, I think like the whole experience being there, and being at an offline event, and this is on my second one. It was beautiful, man. I'm talking, it I learned so much in those 2 days. Then I feel like I learned trying to play Street Fighter or any other game for the past since the year started. People there, and people like Filipino Champ, Jay Wong, Arturo. If you ask them about questions and stuff, man, they got questions for you. They got answers. That you tell them how do you beat this? How do you stop that? How do you do this? And they'll willingly share the information with you. And everybody there is willing to share information about their character and how to beat the matchup. You would think people would want to keep tech from each other. New game, new game, a lot of money on the line. People, they did not let that get in the way of them sharing tech, with one another. And that wasn't just in Street Fighter, but I'm talking Ki, MKX. I mean, people were asking questions about, how to, Sonic Fox, how do I stop this? And he told him that. And Sonic Fox even came up to me when I was playing Pokken, and he was like, how do you do that? And I told him, well, you do this way. And everybody just sharing information, learning the game, learning trying to gather as much information those 2 days as they can. And I think outside of how the pools were ran and stuff, it was a beautiful event, man. I think most tournaments now with Street Fighter 5 bringing in Guilty Gear players, MKX, KI, King of Fighters, everybody's trying to put time into this game and learn this game. And nobody wants anybody to be left out. I mean, top players
Yeah.
were talking to Sonic Fox and stuff like that. I think everybody just wants wants each other to be good.
It's a beautiful time in the community right now. Everybody's trying to help each other. We got a new toy out, so every time there's a new toy, everybody gets excited. So Street Fighter's a whole new bag of tricks. All the combo scientists are out there. Everybody breaking down frame rates, trying to see what works, what doesn't work, how they can exploit the system, how they can polish their own game, and just trying to figure out what the meta is. It's a wonderful time in the fighting game community right now. And it's not just for Street Fighter. It's funny enough, it's really affecting everything. I mean, Mortal Kombat's still riding high. A lot of people said it was going to come out and it was going to have one good Evo and it was going to fizzle away.
Nope.
And it hasn't. I mean, it's looking good. It's looking strong. More people are signing up for it. Even KI, people were concerned that that was going to die out once they say KI was going to fizzle out when Mortal Kombat dropped. And that it didn't happen because there's a dedicated community for them, and it's not just because they're on Xbox. Because guess what? It's on PC now too, and a lot of people just really do like Killer Instinct because they really put out a good quality product for a good quality price. Shoot, they're three years in with 3 DLC packs, and it still only will cost you $60 one new game. In comparison to even Mortal Kombat X. You would have paid a lot more than that, and it's a much more popular game. So I appreciate Killer Instinct for sticking to their morals from the get-go, and with their price model is actually really nice. It's actually between Killer Instinct and Mortal Kombat X, how they've decided to do their business over the last 2 years, almost 3 years. It's actually finally woke Capcom up on, hey, we might want to get some of these people's business. Let's be a little bit more friendly to them. And they're giving us some better deals on DLC and how they're going to handle just this life of this new product, the Street Fighter V. And I appreciate that. It's actually looking really good. We're finally about to get this new DLC out. Finally, even though they say it's going to come out in March, but technically it's coming out in April. It's almost like an April Fool's joke. I'm personally a little bit salty about that. Because they might as well just say they were coming out in April, and hey, we give it to a week early. I would have been more happy about that rather than them saying, hey, it's coming out. We're going to squeeze it in on the 28th and on the 30th. To me, that's a little lame, but that's just my opinion.
Tio, did you catch any of the?
Hey, JB, while you were down there, how do you? I don't want to get into it because I know you're getting over it now, but you did lose. So you didn't come in, you didn't win top 3. You were a little upset because I want you to tell me about what happened to your headsets.
All right. Okay.
Why you can't tell with us, JB?
So
I'm not picking on you, but it's important because that's the topic of our show. That's
PC
the
Juice.
topic of our show through the salt right now. So I want you to explain the game, the moment, and what happened to your headphones and why.
okay, so I was playing Blacklight, Saber Wolf player, and it was best 3, first to 3, best 3 out of 5. So we were playing, and I won the first match, and it was mostly me keeping them out and playing my game my way. And I was looking for the throw, and I went for the throw. He dashed in, went for the throw, and I guess I don't want to say this, but he hit me with the shimmy. I had all 5 chunks. He hit me with the shimmy. He went in, dashed back, and then I went for the throw, and he did his shadow eclipse and knocked all my chunks out. So after knocking all my chunks off, I was struggling trying to figure out how I'm going to keep him out, because now he's putting a lot of pressure on me. How I'm going to keep him out, how I'm going to get my chunks back. So he ended up winning that match, and he won that match, and we went on to our third match. Long story short, he basically hit me with the shimmy a couple times. I lost 3-2, and after that, I shook his hand. I went upstairs back to my hotel room. So after I went back to my hotel room, I decided that it would be a good idea to put my headphones, take them. I didn't take them off my head yet because I was still in the mindset of the game of why I lost. So I took them and I put them around my neck, and I walked upstairs. I shook his hand and walked upstairs, went to my room. After I got to my room, I guess I was salty, man. I took my controller, I put it down, I unplugged it, and I just took my headphones and I threw them on the ground, man. I was so upset because I know the matchup and I knew everything I needed to do. I just did not do it, and that's what got to me, man.
Please
And I
stop.
didn't. So I threw my headsets on the ground. I walked off. I went back onto the floor, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna play Street Fighter, and I'm gonna relax. I'm gonna enjoy my weekend. I'm done. Well, I wasn't done, but I'm enjoying the rest of my day. I came back later and I figured out my earbud was hanging off my headphones, and this shit was not. It was no more good. I couldn't play with it. Couldn't use it no more, and I was done.
So,
Man, it hurt more than y'all think, man.
nah, man, we
To have a
understand. We
game
do.
plan and lose it like that.
Nah, we do
Uh,
understand. We do. We really do. We really do understand. So the point and the moral of the story is, don't
Don't,
you gotta put all your personal
JB.
belongings away from yourself when you're getting upset. First and foremost. Two, try not to react. Right. So like that's our number zero rule.
What? But
And the truth of the matter is, you didn't realize what you were upset about. You were upset not because you lost. You weren't like a sore loser. It wasn't upset because, oh, I can't believe he won, or the game glitched out on me, or it was a technical difficulty. You acknowledged to yourself that I can't believe I lost to that. I knew exactly what was going to happen. So it was you made a oops and you choked. Basically, you choked in a clutch situation. It's no different than in basketball and somebody missed a game-winning shot or somebody in goal line. It's no different. And people get upset and they go missing for a couple of days. You don't see them on social media. You can't find them. People talking all the trash. But that comes with being popular. That comes with being great. It's kind of the side effect of a double-edged sword. The better you are, the more scrutiny you're going to get. And I'm glad that at least your scrutiny came from yourself first. Unfortunately, you lost a set of headsets, in the process, but you didn't realize it first. You did realize you immediately recognize why you lost. That's why I asked you the question just now of what game you played and why you lost. Because if you just said, man, it just didn't work, then we would have had a whole nother situation. Because a lot of times people get salty because they don't understand. They sit there and they're confused and they don't know what happened. They just know they went to go try something and it got beat out and they blame it on the game, blame it on the controller, blame it on the lag, blame it on anything but the fact that they made a bad read or they messed up and they need to figure out what they need to do to get better. And what you realized is you lost to the shimmy. You got impatient. You were terrified of the throw. Like you were terrified of the throw. He was in your head. You went for the throw. He shimmied you. He saw you went for the throw. He came up to you and did it again and got you. And you were talking about your chunks. That's with Aghanos on Killer Instinct, and he gets chunks, and with every chunk he gets a hit of armor. So if he had hit you, it would take off armor. But Aghanos' biggest weakness is what? Throwing his big old butt. And you knew that, he knew that, and it was a mind game. And you failed and you lost the mind game. And that's why you got upset. But that's all that is just experience. And you got yourself from playing pretty good to damn good to now you're playing professionals who literally play this and they budget out their whole life to go to these tournaments and they schedule their time off at work. They budget out money. Some of them are sponsored. They have other companies and people paying for them to get to these tournaments. This is what they do. So you shouldn't feel bad about it because that's what they do, and you now have gotten to the next level. You are up in their level now where you're good enough to even play with them. You made it into the game to play against that same guy, that Saberwolf player, best Saberwolf in the world. You know what I mean? And you competed with him. You didn't get washed. It's not like you lost every game, and you won a couple, and you almost won the set. You just had a couple bad reads, and it went downhill. So, I mean, that's how it goes. So, I mean, that's kind of the theme of what we want. But while we're still talking about Killer Instinct, and before we kind of move over to Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, JB, I want you to tell me how you feel about Season 3 and these new characters, all these guest characters that they got coming out,
Wait,
and things like that. And what are you excited about as a tournament level Killer Instinct player that you are? I know it's still new to you, and you still kind of getting used to the fame like a child star. But you are a tournament player, and you're known in the fighting game community. People know who Mailman is. He's that Argonos.
Melman.
He's that other Argonos. It's two good Argonos out there, and you're that guy now. It's a big deal. It's a big deal, and we're very proud of you, man. You like my little brother, and so we're definitely proud of you and glad to have you as part of our fight club. You even got semi-sponsored with UL. I mean, come on, bro. That's good. You're on a good path. You're doing nothing but good things. But tell me about season 3. How do you feel from a straight up Killer Instinct player? We play it, but you're the guy. You're the Killer Instinct player in our fight club.
That's your game.
So I want to hear from you, and I want people at home to hear a true Killer Instinct fan and player from a high level standpoint. Season 3, the characters and what the trailers meant to you, and what Kim Wow, her trailer and her gameplay exhibition, and the added features that they're doing for season 3. The differences in Argonos. Tell me how you feel about the changes they're going to do to Argonos next week. So go ahead and go through that real quick.
Well, I'm gonna start off with the core mechanic of the game. The game, like they said, they're not changing the whole game. They're just changing bits and pieces of it to make it a better tournament game. And by doing that, I think the biggest problem a lot of players had with Killer Instinct was if you're playing somebody and you break their combo, they'll pop Instinct and after breaking your combo, they get another advantage after to pop Instinct. And a lot of players feel like Django, he will pop Instinct and gain 30 to about 40% of his health back, and that was off of him already breaking your combo. So they fixed that and made it so that now when you break a combo, it goes straight back into neutral. It makes the game faster, and not only that, but it keeps the game true. So there's nobody gets an advantage after breaking a combo. And I think that, to me, that's a big thing that's going to change. Not only, it's going to change the whole cast because of how important it is to the game. And then going on to Aghanos, his biggest problem was his auto doubles were easy to break because they're so slow, and the fact that when he popped Instinct, he would get the club, and he couldn't do anything after he got the club. You couldn't really anti-air, you couldn't really do anything with the club but throw it and hit. And now with the new recycle, is what they call it. I can put it back in my chest, I can put it down at the wall, I can take it and put it down and grab it back off the wall again, and it makes it all these little things that they're adding to characters. Like Django now has I would say a FADC kind of. He can kind of forward dash off of his fireball now, and adding these little things will make the game the same but also different. And going on to the characters, I think, and this is my personal opinion, I know I talk a lot about KI, but I think Kim Woo is going to be a character that's going to give people a lot of trouble in tournaments. And I think Rash is going to get a lot of people trouble in tournaments because of the fact that I think Rash is the first character I've seen. I haven't been in a fighting game community long, but he's the first character I've seen that can actually take your fireball and build meter off of that. So he can, with his tongue, he builds meter off of that, and he's so agile to get across the screen and rush you down. I think he's going to be a great tournament character, and you're going to see a lot of. I think Rash will, probably be in a lot of top 8s. Combo breaker, CEO. I like a Rash to be an Evo. Top 8, and I think going to Kim Woo to Rash, and I haven't really seen a lot about Arbiter. I think he's a good character. I don't really watch a lot of him. But based off of what I've seen, he gets armor, he got a sword, and he also has a command grab that I think goes about, I would say about 1/4 for the screen. I haven't seen I don't really watch a lot of Arbiter. And then Tusk, in my opinion, he probably the most damaging character in the game. 2 meters, does about 82% damage if you do it right. And the character's good. I just think that his problem is probably going to be the same thing as Agnos is, which is being rushed down and being putting pressure on. But other than that, I think that's about it with KI. KI has a lot of stuff like with trailers. Like today, KI had a reveal not a reveal trailer, but they decided to tease a character, and the character they teased was actually Maya's dead sister. So if you see the link, it's she comes in real quick and she grabs Tusk and grabs him in the air and takes a bite out of him. And I think this is a lot of people have been asking for a vampire-ish character, and I think this is the vampire character that a lot of Killer Instinct fans been looking for. I think she's going to favor Sadira. A lot of Sadira players that I talked to today kind of said that they're looking forward to her because of her style and play. And based off the characters we got now, I think Orchid players are looking to play Kim Woo. I talked to the Zerg Killer, the other Argonos player. Me and him shared a little information, and he said that he's looking forward to playing Tusk. And I think everybody else is looking forward to Rash. And I think there's one or two players who said they're gonna play Arbiter, but I think the crowd favorite was obviously Kim Woo. A lot of players, said, I'm not gonna play the game until Kim Woo come out. I want Kim Woo, and now that we finally got him, I think a lot of players are gonna be satisfied by how she play, and we're gonna bring a lot of characters, a lot of players from the PC. The PC port is releasing next week, and it's gonna bring a lot of characters into KI. I mean, even who is it? Chris G. Chris G was in pools, and I asked him. I said, "Why don't you play Killer Instinct more and take it as serious?" He said, I just can't afford to buy Xbox One. When it comes to PC, I'll play it, but right now, a lot of people don't want to pay the Xbox One price for one fighter. So I think the PC port is going to bring a lot of Street Fighter players, maybe some Guilty Gear players, bring a lot of players into KI who don't really know the game but want to play it.
That's what's up. All right, cool, man. I appreciate your input because you the man, you was on the ground. So yeah, that's what we needed here. As far as Killer Instinct, we can't wait. I'm excited. I kind of took some time off of it when I get swamped. I don't play Just Fighter, so I get some other games and I kind of get distracted a lot. But I'm excited for the new season. I'm one of those people that kind of like, oh, Kim Woo, I'm gonna play. I know Corey over there talking about Kim Woo. He said he was waiting for that, so he's excited for her too. So yeah, season 3 is gonna be cool. I'm excited for that. I know Till, he's big on Killer Instinct as well. He's really good at Killer Instinct. We're all gonna be playing some Killer Instinct when that comes out. When season 3 drops next week.
Doesn't it?
We'll definitely have some lobbies.
I thought it was
We might
tomorrow.
even have some community lobbies as well.
I thought
what was you saying, Corey?
season 3 was tomorrow. Is next week?
Is it tomorrow?
No, it's going to be on the 29th.
29th. Okay. So next
Yeah,
Thursday.
so next week. Yeah. Yep.
No, Tuesday. Next Tuesday.
So all right. So let's before we go into Street Fighter, Killer Instinct. I mean, not Killer Instinct, but Mortal Kombat. I guess that's kind of sort of me. But how y'all feeling about XL so far on the new characters? Anybody play it? I know Corey. I know you kind of looked at them a little bit. How y'all feeling about that?
I play with all the characters. Go ahead, Till.
No, I was gonna say I'm probably one that hasn't played it. I haven't gotten it yet, so I don't have any hands-on things with it. But I have seen a few tournaments or a few like I guess pro players streaming with the characters, and I again it's still the robot over everybody else. Although Leatherface with the gavel, if you know the movie Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you can understand why that's dope. If you haven't seen it, then you can't quite grasp how scary Leatherface actually is. But yeah, it's the robot over everybody.
Yeah. I play with all the characters. I dabbled a little bit with it. Haven't played online with any of the new characters. But I still think, of course, the quad board is the best DLC character, of course, so far. And I actually think there's going to be quite a few quad boards in top 8s moving forward. It wasn't a lot this weekend at final round because it's still new. I don't know a lot of people didn't want to bring that character out yet with so much money on the line. But I say another month or two, especially in Evo, I wouldn't be surprised if we see about at least one or two sectors, Cyraxes, Cyber Sub Zeros. I don't see a lot of people messing with Smoke because I think he probably has the least setup potential, which he's the
He
more
doesn't have
high.
he doesn't have a wake up. That's the biggest difference.
Yeah, he's also the
Smoke
most
doesn't. He has a
yeah.
lot of stuff, but he doesn't have a safe works.
Yeah, all the out of all the robots, he doesn't have a gimmick. You can gimmick with Cyrax Sector with the bombs and stuff, the nets. Even with Cyber Sub, you could do the ice bomb high or low. There's different gimmicks you could do. With Smoke, he's pretty straightforward. But I
He's
think he
combo
got
heavy.
but I think he got the easiest combos out of all of them, which you won't drop the
Yep.
best. So in the long run, I do think he's the better variation. Due to if you're a simple player like myself, don't really want to do too much wild stuff with setups. I'm not a big fan of resets. I go for damage first. So he would fit
Hmm.
me, but that robot is way too good. I think that's the best character in the game right now. No matter because
I think they did a really good
all four
job.
variations are good.
All right, we can get to the meat of things. uh, Phil, Till, I want you to go ahead and tell me about how Street Fighter's coming along. We're over a month in from launch now. We're about a month and a half in. How do you feel about how Capcom has handled launch and the month after launch?
Oh, they more or less gave us an incomplete game at launch. Just whole features missing. And granted, they did say that those features will be coming later, but that's still an incomplete game, considering the major things that people want when they play a fighting game. Now, the month after, um, the servers have been okay. I've gotten matches pretty quickly. I think if you talk to the pro players who grind that, or the players that grind that the rankings, they would say that the potential to win and the potential to lose points are is a little it's weighted so much in losing that um they don't want to they don't want it's too many points to lose basically. So Arturo, for example, Arturo Sanchez said that when he plays somebody that's not, top five, he's number one ranked on in the world. But if he plays somebody he has like 10,000 points. So if he plays somebody with like 4,000 points and he loses about 250 points, and he feels like that's too much of a gap to lose when you're only getting 10 and 5 per win. Um, I kind of feel him, but at the same time, dude, you have 10,000 points. Like you grind
That's
it. You know what I mean? Like it
yeah.
should be it's just like college. It's just like college basketball and football rankings, right? Like the number one team, no matter if they win by 2 or they win by even if they win by 50, they stay the number one team. But when you lose, you don't just drop down to number 2. You drop down to number like 6 or 7, just because it should be a bigger penalty for you as the number one player to lose to
That's
somebody who's
yeah.
ranked in the like 7,000, 8,000. Like that's just how it should be.
Yeah,
Like
which
it's like losing to an unranked team.
that's the
So
cost. It's the cost of grinding. It's the cost of being good early. When you're good early, people are coming for you. So
right, that's just
which
how it is.
yeah, like I know if he was in one of those people, 4,000, 5,000 point players, and he plays someone with 10,000 points, and he got that 300 point boost, he won't be complaining. He'd be hyped. He'd be like,
Exactly.
"Let's go!" Like perfect example, me myself, I beat a gold player earlier. I'm still in the silver rank, but I took 120 points from him. Now I know he probably upset, like, yo, I lost 120, but I'm hyped, like, let's go. I need these points. So that's
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 how
the
it should
cost of
be.
being good. In the game forces you to be consistent. You could beat one person and get 80 points, and then you run and lose to a terrible player, or you lose a couple matches in a row, and you in a whole 120 points, which happened to me. So it forces you to be good and be good consistently. So you always got to constantly get better. You have to keep getting better because the game is so easy. You can lose you can lose easily. You go and underestimate your opponent, and you mess around with an Armika, 2 mix-ups, you dead. You go in with the Karen, 2-3 mix-ups, you're dead. So
Yep,
you
most
have to
definitely.
constantly. It makes you respect your opponent so much better. So with Ultra, I was one of those because I felt like Ultra was a harder game. So I know if you got to that point to where I seen this person with this many points or this many whatever, I knew this person was good, and I know who I can slack off on. Especially if the game has been out this long, I'm like, all right, I can kind of bull jive around. But this game, man, no matter if you got 50 lead points or 10,000, you got to respect each opponent because the game's still new for one, and two, the game is so balanced, man. 1 or 2 mistakes and you dead. So.
They made it really
It's that.
easy to lose. They did
Mm-hmm.
make it really easy to lose. System and how much priority they put on the heavy hits. It's so easy to lose. And then heavy hits hurt really hard, and then jabs beat out everything. And it's so balanced that way, and it's crazy. So I appreciate it. It's actually a really pretty fun game, man. Like I said, I never really was a big Street Fighter fan until now, and I'm really enjoying this game. So I say mission accomplished for Capcom so far. They can do better. They could have done better with the launch. But it is what it is. We're almost out of the dark ages right now. We got DLC coming next week and a big old update patch. They took the servers down for like 7, 8 hours. Was it yesterday or the day before?
Yesterday.
And yeah, it was yesterday. Everybody thought they was going to drop it yesterday as a surprise, but no, they said it's going to come out on the 28th, right? Was it the 28th?
Yeah, 28th.
Yeah.
Yeah, 28.
So we got what? Alex is coming. We got more trials for everybody. You
Yeah,
know,
lounges.
us. All I really care about is the 8 player lounges, so so we can actually get some real good training sessions in, rather than taking turns. So that's very important. Um, Till, what do you feel about Alex? Because it looks like they gave him an FADC. Last time they announced Alex as being a character, but going to be, and it's like his V skill. Tell me about that because how do you get
I
that?
can hold on, he got a little choppy at the end. But basically, Alex,
Okay.
okay, as a third strike player, as a third strike player, Alex isn't that cool to me. Like, I get his appeal, especially with the taunt, the way he winds up his shoulder. Like that's a sick taunt. But and I think that's his V trigger, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, that's the V skill, the wind up, right?
Yeah,
The
Yeah.
V skill is
His skill is the wind up. The trigger is like his little charge move.
yeah. The V
yeah, the
skill, when he does
right, right,
it,
right, right,
his next attack gives him a counter hit property, so he get extra
right,
damage.
right. So Alex is cool. I get people who think Alex is cool. I do not think Alex is cool. I think Alex is lame. But but it's good to have him in another game, especially this game. He will do well in this game as a character. Because again, it's not big on execution in terms of long combos and all of that stuff. And like you said, FADC is not all about that. It's about your neutral game and how you use your V skill and V trigger. And his V skill and V trigger is about damage and potential damage. So you need to figure out how you're going to get to that point. I will say that it seems like the game is moving towards not necessarily all these like all your V trigger is doing is making yourself safe. I mean, you can get combos out of it, sure, but the pro players that I've seen, especially at Final Round, they use their V meter for their V reversals more than anything. It's
Mm-hmm.
because the V reversals do it's a for most it's either a hit out of some pressure or they escape pressure with a teleport of some
Mm-hmm.
sort. But what the thing that it also does is it lowers your stun gauge faster once you use
Yeah.
it. So if you get in pressure and you've been knocked down 2 or 3 times and your stun meter is building, if you hold tight to your defense and you hit that V reversal and it works, your stun gauge gets lower. It speeds up emptying your stun gauge, so you don't risk that stun. Because when you get stunned in this game,
Yes, around.
it's tough to it's tough to win the round. Like it,
Well, because by the time you get stunned, for most characters, your life is almost gone. So some of these characters got almost 30, 40% damage with combos. By the time you're stunned, you're already under 50%. By the time you get stunned, they hit you with a 40%, 30% combo. That leaves you with nothing.
and like they're like everybody's stun combo is so good that well, and pro players were good at calculating stun in, in Street Fighter 4, where there's no stun bar. Now that you can see a stun bar, you can know what your next hit will do, and then that next hit, if you get one hit into stun, it doesn't. Your damage scaling isn't that great.
That that
So
that could also backfire. I've seen a couple people go for the stun, seeing how close they are, and that match turn around so fast because they made a crucial mistake. Next thing you know, they dead, and they was one hit away from stun, and that stun combo would have killed. So it's a dangerous game. As they always say, the more the
for
more
sure, that's
dangerous it
definitely
is. This
happening.
game is definitely that. So now that you can see the stun, you can see everything like that. You know how close you are. It's just as dangerous to you because that mistake, man. Like you make a mistake, it's over. It's over.
Well, Corey, since you're talking and talking about Street Fighter, I want you to go ahead and tell us how you feel about now that we've got a little bit more information about trials and the extra
Hey,
features and the
hey,
extra features we're getting. I know you were one of the guys in our fight club that was the way you got good with using a fight stick and got better with just learning how to play fighting games in general.
yeah,
Our boy Till over there gave you the advice to get on there
yeah,
just go through
it is,
trials with every character.
it is.
I know you told that story before. Street Fighter Five is finally getting the trials and the
Yes,
combo challenges, the
yes,
character challenges, and things of that nature. So I want you to go ahead and tell us about tell how you feel about that and what you're looking forward to specifically, like feature wise,
yeah.
that they added with the trials that we're going to get next week.
Out of the update, the most thing I'm most happy about is being able to lobby with my homies again. I miss doing that on four and the other games we play when there's five, six, seven of us, and we all having fun in the party, joking around. That's the thing I'm most happy about. Uh, I'm kind of glad that Trials is back because with this game, I haven't struggled finding a character I'm good with, but I've been struggling getting consistent. So I haven't want to play with other characters and then do the research that I have to do because I put so much time into trying to perfect Nash. So I feel like I've got Nash pretty down pat, but I'm trying to hone my skills and hone my play to where I can take that next level. But Trials is going to kind of give me that where I can go back to being how I was in Ultra. I press random and I'm competent with every character on the roster. That's going to allow me to do that again and also give me that fun back to the game. And I'm glad that they broke it down to each level. There's a beginner, an intermediate, and an advanced stage for the trials and the character models to where it's going to teach you pretty much every basic aspect of the character to the most advanced aspect. So that way hey, this is how we built this character. This is how he's intended to play. Now you can go make it work, or you can try to do it your way. So, because I feel like a lot of people was doing a lot of stuff so wrong because the game is new, and we didn't know much. We didn't have a trials. We didn't know this, and unless you're a lab monster and you got time to sit there all day and grind it out, which people like me, you, and Till, we got normal jobs. We can't do that all day. So we rely on tournaments and watching other play to sometimes learn new tech and go implement it into our game. So I'm happy to see trials back. Uh, yeah, that's gonna be fun. I know I'm gonna probably try to run through everybody within the first week as close as
Most
possible, spend
definitely.
as much time. Yeah, so I can finally show. Yeah, yeah,
You also you said one funny phrase, which is a good segue into our final little segment because this is all for you too. Corey, you said I like trials because sometimes you want to pick up another player to help you kind of have fun with the game again. Was your exact
yeah,
words what you just
yeah,
said?
man, yeah.
And I know what you mean by that because we've all been there. Going right
Mhm.
back to what we've been talking about, you get salty. You're sitting there trying to get better, and then you kind of hit a brick wall. You're trying to whether you losing to people that you shouldn't lose to, or you just can't figure out what new to do or what extra wrinkles you need to do to in your game to get better. So yeah, you kind of start to not necessarily have fun with the game, like actual fun, and it gets frustrating. I mean, the frustration is real. And if you don't get frustrated, you're a damn lie, and I don't care who you are. Because you get frustrated playing a competitive game. I don't care if it's a fighting game, if it's a sports game, and if you're just playing in real life playing games. If you're doing anything competitive, I don't care if it's tic tac toe or rock paper scissors. They got a world tournament for rock paper scissors. People get
Yes,
salty.
they do.
Yep.
That shit is 50 grand for the prize. That shit is crazy. That shit is
People get
that shit is
upset. They be like, and they be ready to fight. So I mean, they they lose a lot of money there. I mean, stuff gets real. I mean, poker players. I mean, anything competitive. As nature, I mean, we're human beings. We're competitive by nature. Some people aren't, and that's okay. But for the most part, we're all competitive. I mean, JB's on, and he one of the best algonos in the world, one of the best Killer Instinct players in the world, and almost every week he's talking about quitting Killer Instinct. He one of the best players in the world. He's like, I'm done with this. I don't want to play this no more.
Hey, you gotta put
So
on
I mean,
blast
it
on you.
happens, because you hit a rough patch when you're trying to get better. So till you're the best at it because you get salty too. We all do, but you have the most clear head amongst us in our fight club as far as kind of learning how to isolate the issue and adjust and rectify the problem as soon as possible. The rest of us still struggling with that, and we're learning, we're growing. But you have the best way of kind of knowing how to do that. So, we talked about everything else. I want to kind of wrap it up with explain what learning through the salt really kind of means. What we're trying to bring home with learning through the salt. Like, how do you learn? You're getting your ass beat. People just bopping you. You're getting perfect. You thought you were good, but you're not good for real. I don't want to play this no more. You throwing your controller out the window. You flipping coffee tables. You yelling at your girl or your guy.
Juice,
you
juice.
know, you so upset you can't even talk to your lady, or your man friend or whatever. Yeah. So like, what do you do? Like, what happens when you're just so upset you can't get through your own head, and you're so just salty, just a bad taste in your mouth.
Okay. There's a lot of layers to losing and getting better. Um, we've talked about it. Me and Corey talked about it in one of our earlier shows where when you first pick up a game and you decide to step out there into online and playing other people, you are going to lose. I don't give a damn how long you've been in training mode. I don't care if you know if you take Street Fighter for example. I don't care if you know you've been playing like me. I've been playing Ryu since Street Fighter 2. I don't. It does not matter. You are going to lose more than you win. I'm not saying you're never going to win a game because you can win based on pure fundamentals. Like I didn't know how to play Street Fighter 5, but when the beta was out, I was winning Street Fighter 5 matches because I'm really good at pattern recognition and people play to a specific pattern most times. So there's that. But there's also that point where okay, you're starting to grasp the game and things happen in matches to where you just get upset because you lost.
Yes.
Now, like Duce said, everybody when you lose, you get salty. There is no one who is not salty at losing. Now you may give your props to the opponent. For example, our arcade games. A couple of our people in the chat they run that. They had a tournament and I lost to the same person twice. I came in second, and I lost to the same person twice. I was salty, not because I felt like I was better than him, because he was the better player, but I felt like had I had more games, I would have beaten him. The tide would have started to turn, and I would have won. And overall, I would have won more games. But that's not how it is. The tournament is what it is, and you got to adjust in that. So I was salty, but you don't look at it like I don't channel it into rage. I channel it into how can I make sure this will never happen again. And the way you make sure you never happen again is you get in the lab and you learn either you lose for one of a few reasons. It's either on your execution, your lack of knowledge, or the player is just better than you. Sometimes the player is just better than you. Like I am a smart person and a smart player. I understand pattern recognition. At this moment right now, I probably could not beat a pro player in Street Fighter V. I couldn't beat a Justin Wong. I couldn't beat an Arturo Sanchez, Daigo, Takedo, whatever. It's just because they are just better than me. Now, does that mean I can't hit them or make a good read on them? No. But over the course of the match and matches, they will beat me because they just have experience, knowledge, and they're just better at the fundamentals. So what you have to do is you get better on your end, and you start learning your opponents as you play. Now it's tougher in online rank because you're going to run into different people. You're not going to run into the same person 7 times in a row like you did in Street Fighter 4. Not with the entire world being able to play this game.
And it being
on PlayStation. And you can get anybody in the world. So you're not going to run. You're rarely going to run into, if at all, ever run into the same person back to back. So you got to adjust on the fly, and it's a psychology thing where in competitive gaming, the highest level of these people, they are so in tune with what they're doing that's muscle memory. And so all their focus, all their thought is, what is my opponent doing and what does he want to do? That's why it's so easy for pro players to adjust. If you notice when you play pro players, if you ever get a chance to play one, the first round looks totally different than the second round and the third round, because in the first round they're learning you. And once they learn you, then it's like, okay, well, I know what he's going to do, and then they're just breaking you down. And you're like, what happened? I did so good in the first round. I can tell you a story. I played Nika KO in Third Strike online. And in the first round, I beat him. And I beat him soundly. And he played his main character, Yang. The Yang that he won EVO 2004 with, the same EVO that the Daigo Justin Perry video is a part of. Nika KO won that EVO. So I beat him soundly in the first round. Now, at this point, I think I'm hot shit, right? I think that I am on point. I am the man. And then in the second round, it started like it was close, but it started to turn, and he just started hitting me with stuff. And then in the third round, he low parried my low forward. I played Kent. He played my low forward. Blocked the first hit of the super, and then red parried the rest of the super and killed me. So like at that point, I was like, well, I don't know what I can't play this video game. So so basically, to get through losing, like to get through that rage where it's like, oh my God, what is happening? You gotta separate yourself from the game. Do stop and do not play the game for a while. Because you're not going to get better in the mind state that you're in. You're too upset to dissect why you lost. It's so much of a bummer that you lost that you can't get over that. You can't get to why did I lose. It's just I shouldn't have lost, which is not necessarily, that's not how it works. You lost for a reason, even if the reason is you just got hit by some dumb stuff. That's on you. So for those who rage quit, for those who let the anger and aggression get to them to where they cannot focus, step away from the game. 15, 20 minutes, play something else, turn it off, go outside, do whatever it takes for you to get your mind off the game for a while. And then if you want to, you can come back to it. But do not try to play through your rage. It's not going to work. You are going to be upset. Even if you win, you're not going to be like, okay, this is why I won. You'll be like, thank you, yes, this is what I'm talking about. You're not learning anything. You're trying to validate yourself as a player. That's not what you need to be doing when you're trying to grind to get better. You need to be ironing out the reasons why people can beat you. and you need to be focused on getting better. So if you
True.
are the type to throw controllers, Juice, put the controller down, fist, put your hands in your pockets,
Step
and go
away from the
outside.
trash can.
Go outside. Do not flip the table. I
Don't
know
touch the
Jesus
trash
flipped
can.
tables in the temple. Go
Mm.
outside.
A quick getting over the salt story, which I had to do pretty quickly to piggyback off what Till said, was the we ran the Arcades tournament with the We Got Leads tournament, and I woke up and I had to play Till, JB, and Juice. Till bought me, JB bought me, and I had to sit there and wait for these guys to finish. And I was like, okay, all right, I'll come back and get my revenge. I had played a set against JB prior in the week. He
Oh
bought me.
man.
I played a set against Juice prior in the week. He bought me. Tourney time happened. I channeled that salt. JB got bought 3-0. Juice got bought 3-0. And
About
after
to.
losing 3-1 to Till, I beat him 3-1
Yeah, he did.
within a 1 hour period. And it wasn't like I blew them up or they just didn't play well. I did everything perfect. Everything right that could go my way, it definitely went my way and I capitalized. So I definitely frustrated Juice and JB. I made JB switch characters twice.
No, frustrated. Me and you, in the last game, I never forget it. In the last game, you you did the B trigger into the super, and I screamed, "Is that going to chip me?" And it did.
Hey, wait, wasn't that for the game? That was for the
That was
game.
for
Yeah.
the match. And I was like, "No, I can't lose.
Look,
So bad,
look,
so bad."
Till won the first. Our second set. No, the first set I won the first match. Till bought me 3 straight. I said, okay, I'm gonna learn from this. So the second set, Till won the first match. Bopped him 3 straight. I knew I was in Till head. He threw a fireball. I did a jump in super combo. I dropped the combo though. Till was so frustrated. He just walked up on me and I had full super. I saw him wind up that fireball. I did a wake up super. I said, yep, Till fell for it. It's over. I was like, I just gotta capitalize. I was like, man, but that just comes from playing Till years. He was still new to the game. It was great that our first, pretty much, we're dead even in the game. We're dead even. We both got 6 wins against each other, 6 losses, and we hadn't played 5 at all. And that was our first serious set. Was to be in a tournament that meant something. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to lose. Everybody wants to be first place. So it was great to do that. And I had to take that salt from losing to JB. Like I was so frustrated playing JB early in the week. Like his bison just he hit every button so right.
Yeah.
He hit every button so right. And then I was like, all right, I'm a bop him. Let's go. Next chance I get, JB is mine. And the first match of the tournament, he bopped me 3-0. I said, what the fuck? Golly. I was like, all right, bet. Third time's a charm. Third time's a charm. JV ran across my screen. I said, nah, he dead. He dead. I'm gonna finish him today. JV was so frustrated, but then I got bopped by JR. Shout out JR Flash, yo. One hell of a Nash player. He
Yeah.
earned his
Definitely.
win.
I think he's about maybe top 50 Nash players in the world, if not higher than that.
Yeah, he's
So yeah,
definitely
he's
up.
doing.
I mean, he's probably definitely
Yeah,
higher up there. And shout out
I
Battle
think
too.
he might even be top 20. He might be top 20, top 25 Nash players, at
He
least online ranked right now. He's
of
just
course.
starting to get ready to go to tournaments and stuff too. So,
Yep.
talk about our WGL tournament. That went well. Like you said, shout out to JR Flash. He won our tournament with his Nash play. So he got him a Mad Cats in the tournament. So congrats to him.
hmm
With that said, we're going to have another one. Dates to be announced. Our next Street Fighter 5 uh, WGL We Got Leagues Fight Club tournament will be happening. We'll let you guys know dates. We got Easter coming up this weekend, so happy, Good Friday for y'all tomorrow, and happy Easter this weekend. But next week, uh, keep tuned. We'll definitely have some more news out for you guys. Follow We Got Leaks on Twitter. Follow myself, Ninja Deuce, on Twitter. We have Thelonious Monk. We're not gonna ask him to spell that, but you can see
Spell it, man.
that. But we got a mailman. That's our boy Jamel Bozeman. Definitely check him out. Keep an eye out for this guy. He's a good kid. He's a young kid, new on the scene. One of the best Argonos in the world, literally in the world. One of the best Argonos players in Killer Instinct. So keep your eyes out for him, mailman. You'll hear about him. You'll see him at these next couple of tournaments. We're trying to drag him out to Evo too, but stuff is summer. It's a lot of stuff going on. He a young kid. He a knucklehead, so we got to work on him. But a bunch of us are going out to Evo. Hit up Corey Bliss on Twitter. We'll be on PlayStation. We're on Xbox One, PlayStation 4. So hit us up. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. And like I said, try to learn through the salt. Try not to be so upset. Don't let the salt clog your pores and your chakras and all that. If you're into energy and all that other crazy stuff, yeah, get good.
Good,
All
man.
right, fellas, I love you guys, and glad we had this talk. I'm gonna try not to be salty tonight when I get on ranked. I gotta play with this new fight pad, so I'll holler at y'all later.
All right.